Hello and welcome. I'm doing this video today to tell you about what's coming out on Alpha 3 this week. Now, it's probably the biggest update that they've done so far, with the most features, the most improvements, the most new content. There's so much that they're doing. It's just unbelievable, and again, they've just blown me and probably most of the people away. It's just beautiful, you know, that's the only way I can describe it. Now, obviously, at the minute, the game is in Alpha 2, which is it's still a pretty good game, but Alpha 3 brings probably the biggest aspect of it into the game, which is, of course, park management. Now, it's going to be good, and it's going to be really good, because it's really going to show what this game can do when it's pushed to its limits. Now, I know that we're going to get a number of brand new features in, like I've said, and perhaps the first is staff. Now, not all of the staff are there, but with Alpha 3 we get a janitor, well, not a janitor, as many janitors as you want. Janitors, mascots, and the vendors have been improved, and on top of that, now, if I show you this, for each little ride, where you have a control box to control the ride. Let me find one over here, let's say. If we go here, we can see there's going to be staff here now, which is another big step up, because it's making the game what it should be. It's completing it, which is what we all want, obviously. So on top of that, they've brought in mascots, which we'll be able to choose, and the example they used on their channel was the princess, which links into their new theme, which is fairy tale, you know, magical sort of fantasy sort of thing. And it really reminds me of Disneyland, for example, because the theme in there is just great. And oh, bit of a queue again. Anyway, yeah, so the theme in there is just fantastic. It's something that no other place has as strong as that. And it pulls people from all around the world, because we all love it, you know. No matter how old you are, you can't say you don't love Disneyland, you know, that's a lie. If you say that, you're lying. It's just magical, isn't it? Anyway, so there's princess mascots, but also you can pick, so you can have CoasterKing, you can have that dinosaur one, I'm not sure what he represents, the pirate, Chief Beef, obviously, which is just fantastic. It'll be so good because it's so similar to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and of course this game was made by the people that made that, and you can just tell, you know, it's just fantastic. It's on a different level to every other game out there at the minute that focuses on theme park building. Well, with park management, obviously, it's just going to take it a whole nother step forwards and truly show everyone, not just show it, the potential it has, because it does have potential. It has a lot of it. It is just astounding what it's going to be able to bring, this new alpha update. On top of the new mascots, the janitor is coming in as well, and the janitor, he links in with some more new features, which of course are the park path additions. That's it. So now, once Alpha 3 is released, we can get... Sorry about this, I haven't got the best computer. It's awful. Anyway, yeah. So we're going to have benches, you know, park benches for the guests to sit on. Bins as well, which are going to be good. Which means that this janitor is going to have work to do, emptying the bins, keeping the paths clean, etc. Which I think will be very well animated, as everything is in this game. It's just great. I mean, what more can you say? What more can you want, to be honest? So the janitor will be coming in, and then we also have blueprints. Now, Alpha 3 doesn't just bring new content, new updates, etc. It also brings the move to Steam. So Planet Coaster is going to move to Steam, and this means we can obviously have Steam Workshop, which will be fantastic. So we'll have that. We'll have the workshop, like I just said. So we'll be able to share what we've made, the full parts and everything. And I just think that it's going to make it so much easier to get inspiration for what you want to build, or if you've seen something you really like on a video, you can just download it now, can't you? Which will be truly, it's just so good. This also brings something else which will be fantastic, which is avatar creation. Now, obviously on Steam, if you've got it, you'll know that you can add your friends on it. Now your friends, they're going to play a big part of this new, you know, movement to Steam, because with your friends now, you create your own avatar. It doesn't have to look like you, obviously. You create your own, and then you, obviously, your friends do it if they have the game, and then you select where you want your park to be, and then, you know, if you want, you can even build a park with your friends. So you can do it. Rotate. So you're building part of the park, they're building another, and then obviously it all adds up over time, and you've built it together with your friends, and it's going to look good. It's going to be a very good addition to the game to be able to enjoy it with your friends, etc. Now on top of that, we've also got new rides that are coming in. We've got 4 new flat rides. We've got the plane one where you rotate yourself as it flies about. They've called it Wild Blue. You've got the Cube, which is, I don't know the real name for it, but you sit in several layers of bars and it sort of spins you about, each section spinning separately. And obviously you've got the teacups. Everyone loves teacups. You can't say you don't like teacups. If you're saying that, you're lying, and everyone knows you're lying, so you might as well just not do it. And then you've also got the sundial, which is what they've said. This is a giant disc, you know, like a sundial, which spins sort of up and down like this one here. Not all the way over. Wait, it might do all the way over, actually, I'm not sure. But yeah, it spins up and down, and then there's a big disc. So instead of individual bars, it's just one big circle, and that spins separately. So that's going to be very good. We've also got new roller coasters and new variations on these roller coasters. So we've got new wing coasters, new variations. We've got new coasters in general. There's one called Looney Tunes, which, if you've ever been to Alton Towers in England, I think it's in Stoke-on-Trent, I don't know, Trent, don't ask me. Yeah, you can see that it's very similar to the Smiler. Now, the Smiler in real life is a fantastic, not only a fantastic ride, but the engineering and the design is it's a step above everything else. It's got the most loops in the world for a roller coaster. It's truly up there, and it is definitely a masterpiece of a roller coaster. If you could build that in this game, using these new kart that they've done, you know, it's going to be amazing. I mean, where else, what other game can you build this sort of stuff in? It's amazing. But obviously this is just Alpha 3. It's not even the finished game, so the finished game is just, it's going to blow me away, to be honest. It is absolutely just, it's a step above, a step forwards, not above everything else. It's just out there. Now, on top of that, we've got, obviously, they're going to bring in improvements. So they've got browser improvements, which is going to fix this UI. Hopefully, it'll make it smoother, because when I have the UI open, sometimes it does make it a bit laggy, but I'm not a millionaire. I don't have the best computer. It's okay, it's quite good, but it's not near the best. But, you know, hopefully it'll make the whole game run smoother, better and faster, which is what I want, obviously. And then they've also got crowd improvements. Now, as you can see at the start of the video, the crowd, it's good because it's done something that I don't think a game's done before, where the crowd don't really walk through each other, they walk around each other. They can be individually or as a group, and the group, they sort of act as a, let's say, a ball. and another group comes towards them, and then balls can't crash. So they sort of go around each other the best way they can. It's happening right here now. But, see there, it can clog up, which is what happened at the start of the video here and here, which is why I've done another Chief Beef over here, just to thin out the queues a bit, you know, because this is a bit congested. But, yeah, so they're going to improve them, which I'm guessing means more people in the park and better pathfinding, that's it. On top of that, they've also got lighting improvements. Now, I think the lighting is very nice, but it could do with some improvements, obviously. What I really like about the developers on this game is they actually listen, and they do listen. And they listen so well that you can't blame them for anything. They just do what you want them to do. They sort it out, they get it done, and it's good. And it's just like, well, how can you complain? You can't. So they've got that, and then they've also got browser improvements, which I've said. Did I? Oh, don't say I've messed that up. Oh. Anyway, we'll forget that. Now, another addition that they're bringing, which I think is very good, is, of course, the addition of blueprints. Now, these blueprints... Oh, no! Oh! Right. Don't do that, guys. Don't click delete. Oh. Anyway, like I was saying, blueprints are gonna link in so well with the Steam Workshop because, well, blueprints you can just download what someone else has done, not cheat, obviously. But yeah. Blueprints, you've got blueprints of buildings, you've got coaster blueprints, and then they've already done some building, it seems, which is fantastic. Another few additions have got, well, with park management, we've obviously got improvements to the guests. Now, if I click this, find a guest in a non-laggy place, over here, let's try. Okay, so I click on this guy, right. So obviously it tells you who they are, tells you the name, tells you what they're doing, how much money they've got, but you can't click this, obviously. The thoughts, I can't believe, you know, he's got several thoughts, but there's no way to actively see what they're doing, what they're thinking, how they're doing it. So with that, we can also have coaster scoring. So then, once they have developed what they like, because I imagine once it's done, each guest is going to have what they like, sort of rides, what they don't like, what they enjoy, what they don't enjoy. Obviously, that's the same thing. But, you know, and then they can accurately score the coaster on what they think it is. If they think it's good, like if it's too rough, it's not going to have a full queue, is it? It's not going to be as popular if it's breaking people's necks, you know. So it needs to be good. Oh, this lag, honestly. Wait a minute. Yeah, and then you've got them from the peeps. Well, I don't know if we call them peeps on this. It's not roller coaster tycoon. Well, anyway, from these people. And then you've got the G-forces, the excitement, the nausea, so sickness, and thrill, I think. I think it's thrill. Fear, nausea, speed, excitement. So they each have a bar. I'm just watching it now. They each have a bar, and each bar has a bit of green, you know, in different places. So obviously, the excitement, the green is right at the end of the bar, because obviously you want it to be exciting. Fear is in the middle, because you don't want it to be boring, but you don't want it to be people are fearing for their life. Nausea is green at it's right at the start, because obviously you don't want people puking up everywhere. There's too much. So they're all going to be sorted for Alpha 3, which will be fantastic. And finally, you also have loads of new content, buildings, etc. Building items. And one that I'm looking forward to is Priority Pass. Now, if you've ever been to a theme park, you will obviously, you know, queues are long, and I'm not a queuing person. I mean, I can do it, but I'm not a fan. Look, the crowd things happening. Yeah, I'm not a fan of queuing for 2 hours. Like, you're only there for like 8 hours. You don't want to be spending half of your time queuing. So, you could buy Fast Track, obviously, which gets you to the front of the queue by paying extra. So, in Alpha 3, they're introducing this Priority Pass. Now, this can mean that people cut out the whole area of a queue to get to the front. So they no longer have to queue the whole time. And that is something I would do, and I think it's perfectly realistic. I just think it adds another layer of thought or something. I know this, you know, it adds another layer of thought of what you have to do, how you plan in your area, etc. It brings all of that into the game even more. I just think it's really good. Yeah, it's realistic, it's perfect. On top of that, obviously one big thing that I've missed is water. Now, water is coming into the game, and it looks alright. It's not the best I've ever seen. Oh, let me make the size bigger. It's not the best I've ever seen, if I'm honest, but it's better than what I can do, so I'm not going to criticise it. But when this comes in, I'll be able to fill this with water, whatever, paint it whatever I want, and then I can say the galleon, the big galleon ship. Let me find it. Scenery, props. This one. This can now, once obviously I make a, oh god, I make a bigger hole for it to go in, that will float, and it'll make the whole thing a lot better, a lot more realistic, a lot more colourful. Because you look now, it looks, obviously I haven't done much with a train. I'm not a train genius, as I've said, but it does look a bit odd. Like, it looks a bit same old. But if you had the ability to do water, it's going to change the whole colour, the system, how it looks from above, well, I guess everything. It's going to have the oh, sorry about that. It's going to have where your roller coasters go. It's going to affect that. It's going to affect the scoring, I imagine, with how they rate it, excitement, fear, even. You know, it's going to just make everything look a lot better. You can have bridges. It's going to look amazing. Even if the water isn't the best, it's still good. And it's still one step ahead, obviously, of other things. Ooh. Right, you've listened to me for long enough, and I'm sorry about that, because I do have the most awful voice. Maybe I'm just not used to it yet, but whatever. Thank you for watching. I'd really appreciate it, because obviously I'm trying to get started here, and you know, I do want to do this, and I just think it's such an amazing game to pass the opportunity up just to not do this, and I think it's really good. I just really want to achieve what I want to achieve, and I really want to do it. I really appreciate it if you like, subscribe, and you know, even more useful, if you could comment constructive things that will help me, you know, build upon my video quality and the content. If it just really helps, that's all I need you to do. Thank you. Just for your information, my new microphone is coming from Wednesday to Friday, so my voice will sound better, even though it sounds awful. I know this, but you know, you only have to listen to it once. I have to listen to it again and again and again. Trying to edit, but you know, whatever. I'll get used to it. But thank you so much. I'll probably upload next Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure, because I am going away for the weekend. So I'll see you then, I guess.